I can do this. I'm very shy. I do that in front of people who don't know me and they don't accept it. I say, I'm shy. They go, yeah, right. They say, your shadow's not even shy. So I want to tell a story about a story. But first, I want to tell a real short story about the lion story we just heard. And this one will be very quickie. You see, the lion is king of the jungle. And there was a young lion who was just waiting for his turn to be king of the jungle. He knew he was the king. He was the stuff. He was it. And so he wanted to prove that he was it. And he went through the jungle and he found a little antelope. He said, "Who's king of the jungle?" And she said, "You are, you are." Yeah. That's right. And then he went and he found a guinea fowl. That's a bird found in Africa. And he said, "Who's king of the jungle?" She said, "You are. He's really feeling his stuff now. And then he saw an elephant. He walked up to the elephant and said, "Who's king of the jungle?" And the elephant looked down at him, took his trunk, grabbed the lion, and went, wham, 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 wham. The lion hobbled away and said, "If you don't know, you don't know." All right. Now,
can I just see, like, say, my dear friend, could you speak a little slower? You speak very fast and I can't hear what you're saying.
I will endeavor to try to do that.
But, you see, the actions are brilliant. What? Are the actions good?
Yes.
What's my reintroduction for the wonderful Babasi?
I love Seth. I love him like the brother I never wanted. I mean, so this is a story about a story, but I'm not going to tell that story tonight. I'm going to tell the story about the story. Now, in my hand is a cowtail switch, and I tell a story about a cowtail switch. And the essence of that story is as long as, well, no, I said I'm not going to tell that story. But let me tell you the story about the cowtail switch. You see, I had a cowtail switch, and I was out one evening doing what storytellers do, telling stories. And somewhere between my story and telling, my cowtail switch disappeared. I guess it decided it didn't want to just be a tail and grew 4 legs and walked away. And I knew I was coming here and I needed the cowtail switch. Because one of the stories that I'm known for, and as Baden will tell you, is my story about the cowtail switch. Shh. So I put out word on Facebook that I needed to acquire a cowtail switch. And then all of a sudden, things start popping up. A lady in North Carolina, now that's about a 4, 5, 6 hour drive from Washington, D.C. She offered to let me borrow her cowtail switch, and we were trying to figure out how to get it back, because this was on a Wednesday and I was leaving on a Friday. All right? So we couldn't figure out how to do that. So just as I was trying to figure out, how can I do this? Can I use UPS? Can I see what Brown can do for me today? What can I do? I got a telephone call from a friend I hadn't spoken to in years.
Wow.
And she was a curator of sorts at a museum. And she had a cowtail switch. And that's the switch you see in my hand right now. And she said, "You can borrow this because it needs to go to Africa and bring back stories that I know you're going to tell."
Oh.
I said, "Okay." So and she lived around the corner, kind of, sort of. So I went to visit her, and it was supposed to be a quick visit. I got there at 3 o'clock. I didn't leave until 7. Her house is a living museum, and she let me borrow this cowtail switch. Well, no sooner I hung up the phone with the first thing that I could borrow her cowtail switch, a friend of mine called and said, I'm returning from Nigeria, and I'll be there on Tuesday. And I have a cowtail switch. It's a gift. So I have a cowtail switch that is a museum piece, and I have a cowtail switch that is a gift. And I was offered a cowtail switch from North Carolina. That's like a 6 hour drive from Washington, D.C. The United States is huge. It's huge. Sometimes I wonder, why? It's huge. So, cowtail switch, the cowtail switch had switched its way away from me, and a cowtail switch that was going to be on loan to me. But this is a tale about the cowtail switch. Now, do I have time to tell a short version of the cowtail switch?
Yes, you do. Well, yeah, because I just need to interrupt here, because I think
I didn't slow down, did I?
No, you're marvelous. You always seem a bit intimidated by me because I'm so bossy.
That's true.
But the thing is, The thing is, there will be something else happening here later. We're supposed to finish at 9, which is in 10 minutes. Are you happy for Babasi to finish off the evening?
Yes.
Thank you. By the way, you were magnificent.
Oh, thank you.
May you never lose your curiosity and always cross bridges. And always cross bridges. So,
But before you start,
and you don't beat people with
tell
this.
the people the truth. Which of these two did you get from Amazon? Come on.
The one I gave you. You didn't bring it. But that's the museum piece. So you have to, yes. But I'm going to use this piece. This is a tale of the telltale switch. And this story was originally told a long time ago. There was a village, they say Kijiji in Swahili, say Kijiji.
Kijiji.
And in this village there was a man who was a fierce hunter. How fierce was he? Who was a fierce hunter?
How fierce was
How fierce was he? A fierce hunter.
How fierce was he?
He was so fierce when animals saw it was him, they just dropped dead. If he wanted antelope, he would go out, the antelope see him, drop dead. Well, one day he went out to hunt, and the women went off to tend to the field and take care of the animals. Don't hurt me, this is the story the way it was told. But one day he did not return. Now his name was Amagogo. And Amagogo had lots of children, he had lots of sons. And one day his youngest son, Pelu, stood up and said, "Where is my father?" He said, "What? Where is my father?" Because you see, Amagogo had been gone for 2 weeks. No, that's not right. It was 14 days. Nope. It was a week and 7 days. And he said, "Where is my father?" They did not know. So they decided to go look for their father. Well, one had sight beyond sight. One was a superb tracker. And the tracker tracked and tracked and tracked and tracked and tracked until the trail ended. One had a nose like no other. And he said, "I know our father's scent." So he sniffed and sniffed and sniffed until the scent disappeared. And the one with sight beyond sight says, "I will find our father." Oh! I found father. He's in the clearing, but he is no more. He's just a bag of bones. And they got to the site, and there's, sure enough, the father was just a disassemblage of bones. So one son said, "I can reassemble all the father's bone and make a complete skeleton," and that's what he did. And another son said, "Yes, but I can put sinew and muscle on the bones," and that's what he did. Another son said, "I can put blood inside the muscles and sinew." Another son said, "But I can cover it with skin, so he will look like our father." And then another son said, "Yes, but I have a gift, but I can only use it once on a person. I can breathe life back into our father's body." Everybody blow. Oh, no, stop. I had to remember not to do that again. And Amagogo sat up, and he looked around, he said, what? Why are they in the middle of the forest, and why are you looking at me like you've seen a ghost, and why? He said, "Father, you were dead. You had disappeared 14 days ago. No, a week and 7 days ago. And no one knew where you were. No one even knew you were gone until Pelu said, 'Where is father?' He says, 'Well, I'm here now.' And so he went hunting. And he was name an animal.
Lion.
Oh, I don't want to eat a lion. But okay, you said lion.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Who?
Gazelle.
Gazelle. I like gazelle. Because they're fast. But they weren't fast enough to get away from him. The hunter went and said, "Pig."
No pigs.
No pigs in here. Get curious. So he looked at the gazelle dropped dead. They went back to the Kijiji, that means
Village.
Very good. And they had, you know what happens when you put food and music together? You get a party. A party is what you go to, a partay is what you are. And they ate and they drank palm wine, they drank palm juice, and they ate and they played music and they danced and they ate, played music and they danced, until they couldn't dance or eat anymore. The next day, Amagogo went out into the field and he saw a cowtail switch. And he decided to take, he saw a cowtail, and he decided to turn it into a cowtail switch. We're going to switch switches for a moment. And he would walk around the village like this. Now, some people say the cowtail switch is used to ward off flies. Some say it's used to correct errant children. But he used it as a sign of authority. Whenever he wanted to speak, he would hold up the cowtail switch. Everybody wanted the cowtail switch. They offered him money. They offered him cowrie shells. They offered him goats. They offered him sheep. One offered him new wives, 3 more wives, but his wife was slain at. He said, no, the cowtail switch is not for sale. When I join the ancestors, the cowtail switch will go to one of my sons. And the sons started fighting over it. I brought father back to life. Yes, but I found the body. Yes, but I put the bones together. Yes, but I... And they kept arguing. And the father said, no. It will go to none of you. When I join the ancestors, my cowtail switch will go to Puli. Go to Puli? He didn't even come with us to find you. Yes, but until he said, where is my father, you had forgotten about me. Until he said, where is my father, you did not think about coming to find or resurrect me. Puli will get the cowtail switch. And in that moment, something miraculous happened. Everybody in the village, or in parts of D.C. where I come from, everybody in the village understood. You see, as long as we tell the stories of the people who are dear to us, both living and departed, as long as we share the adventures of people that we respect, as long as we share history and other stories, a person can never truly die. And that is the story of the cow.
Hey.
Very good.